Little Zero Hedge article from Dave. I believe it's Dave Howard, James Howard Kunstler. I thought it was Dave Kunstler from Kunstler.com. Zero Hedge, and this, this is the truth about these the Dems, the Democrats. Why do they want why do they want all these illegals? Why do they I saw video or pictures, and there were pictures from years ago, several years ago, the detention centers, the immigrant detention centers on the border under Obama, people wrapped up in those little, what do they call those emergency blankets that are like, aluminum looking, whatever, laying on the floor. It would look like deplorable conditions under Obama, right? So, Trump's this is Trump. No. This has been going on for 12 years now or more, Why is it that they just want to let everybody in? Because the Democrats we promise those people everything they need for free. Most will never become anything, as in make it in life, live for that American dream. They'll be tied to the system, Section 8 housing, food stamps. I'll get free health care though, okay. And then schmucks like me pay for it. So what is the truth behind the Democrats' desire for open borders, according to James Howard Kunstler? My website was down early this morning, and I'm just a little suspicious that it had something to do with me expressing an opinion outside the Overton window of what is considered acceptable discourse on illegal immigration. Namely, that it's illegal, with all that implies. At least I wasn't thrown out of a restaurant over the weekend, though the fact is I didn't even try to eat out. Now, my particular problem may turn out to be no more than a cockroach chewing through some wires in the Jersey server farm where this blog dwells. We'll find out soon enough. But there are obviously other signs that the resistance is tuning up the antagonism against its perceived enemies. You and me. In this picture, you just have to see this picture. I will never, ever get tired of seeing that picture. Trump won. No! Like, you want to see that in slow motion. That's what you want to see. I'm in the peculiar position of not being a partisan of President Trump and yet being a publicly avowed enemy. If there's any doubt of the resistance, especially these days, its institutional branch known as the Democratic Party, what a ragtag and bobtail of mendacious cowards it has become. The truth, I believe, is that the party wants to bring as many Mexicans and Central Americans as possible across the border by any means necessary. Get this little thing out the way. By any means necessary to fortify its future voter base. And so they are acting to ensure that it happens. Of course, this might be also viewed as a suicidal course of action for the party. Yeah, here's U.S. border. Here's a good sign. This is obviously fake, but lots of free stuff ahead. Healthcare, education, housing, food, contraception, abortion, phones, cash, dental services. Sponsored by the Democratic National Committee. Yes, it's fake, but in all honesty, it's kind of real. Because that's what they give. And who are you going to vote for? The person who keeps giving me these things, of course. What are you? Cottrell, why are you breathing so hard? So I can live. Immigrants, why are you coming across the border? So we can live. Of course, this might also be viewed as suicidal course of action for the party, since it puts them in opposition to the rule of law as a general principle, which is pretty sketchy basis for any claim to govern. That being the case, the outcome for the Democratic Party may be its own demise as a legitimate political bloc. And how long have I been saying the Democratic Party's done? Blue wave. Blue wave? What was that song? It was one of the Stevens songs. Blue wave. I was thinking it was the one he did. Don't you worry, child. Democrats got a blue wave coming for you. It wasn't that one. It was another one. It was good. Blue wave fit right in there. Can't remember the song. I was just seeing a little fake clip of it that I just made up. I'll save you that pain. Anyways, its own demise. Democratic Party. Webbot also said, yeah, not looking good. Even Utsava, not looking good. I think Michelle White Dove also, not looking good. And that's okay, because we need to get rid of that in a flipping hurry. And again, I've said this a couple times now. I just want to say it again, just to keep it fresh. Keep it fresh, it's so fresh, exciting. I got to keep it fresh because I think it's a possibility. And that is Trump has so much dirt on that entire party. He's not going to release any of it until the midterms. And then, boom. Oh, that Democrat, she's dropping out of the race. Boom. Oh, she's finished. She's dropping out of the race. Because they got him on something. And who you left with? Oh, Republican. And not just Republican that supports Donald Trump. Because we do have some fake Republicans too. So I think we might see some fireworks around midterms. We're going to get the House back and we're going to get their liberal at my work. Certain we're going to get the House back and the Senate back, and then they're going to impeach Trump. On what? Besides the point. No, and no. As Donald Trump said in the debates, wrong. You're going to get the House back? Wrong. You're going to get the Senate back? Wrong. You're going to impeach me? Wrong. Because I've got dirt on all of you. Anyway, it's a pretty poor strategy for success. Wait a minute. Skip the line. It's one thing to ignore the economically foundering, traditional working class constituency of actual U.S. citizens who are having a tougher time every year making a living, paying taxes, more taxes, don't have health care, pay the health care fine, It's another thing to bring in several million-fold population of non-citizens to replace them. Anyway, it's a pretty poor strategy for success in the coming midterm election. The effort got a boost over the weekend from Congresswoman Maxine Waters, who called for Trump administration employees to be thrown out of department stores and other retail establishments as well as restaurants. Why stop there? Why not enslave Trump employees and supporters? Force them to work without a pay in the Chick-fil-A regional distribution warehouses. One wonders what House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi thinks of Miss Waters' proposal. Other Democratic Party leaders zipped their pie holes about it. It may also be the case that the majority of Republicans in Congress are cowed and anxious about doing anything legislatively to clarify the disheveled U.S. immigration laws. If that's true, they might pause to consider that their own party is not too far from whirling around the drain too, speaking of draining the swamp, from a consistent, demonstrated lack of principle, as well as the uncomfortable association with the maverick president who only nominally leads the party. The trouble is that the entities wanting to replace both the useless, careless, feckless Democrats and Republicans are chaos and violence, not reconstituted parties with coherent political programs. The U.S. and really all the so-called advanced nations on the earth are heading into an era of scarcity and austerity that is likely to present as moral conflict. Again, if this stuff happens, boy oh boy do we need cryptos to really go so that we don't have to feel any of that kind of pain. Bill Maher could easily get his wish of an economic crisis before many more months go by. The financial markets have never been under so much lethal stress. Everybody and every institution is drowning in debt that can't possibly be repaid. The supposed remedies for that, like inflating the debt away with official monetary policy, would be ruinous for the 99%ers already struggling to lead normal lives. And the looming novelty of a cashless society would be even worse in terms of personal liberty. Joe, what about those cryptos, man? Cashless society, man. Would you rather live in a cashless society with a huge, wealthy portfolio, cryptos, digital assets, cashless stuff? Or would you rather live in a world where you still have dollars, but you ain't got none? Or you have so little you can't do nothing with them? Make a choice, right? That's what I say to that. We somehow miraculously got the website back up and running to post at the usual time today. Last week, I was awash in censure and obloquy, actually, for dissing the resistance stand on immigration, illegal immigration, the alleged torture of these children separated from their parents, or plain parentless, at the U.S.-Mexican border. Much of the published opprobrium against Trump and the federal authorities under him proved to be quite false, such as the weeping child on the cover of Time magazine, who was, in fact, not separated from her mother, a previous deportee who abandoned her husband and several of her children in Honduras. But if you saw Time magazine, this little girl looking up at Trump, what about me, Mr. President? What about my mommy and daddy? Your mom dumped you, child. Don't you worry, child. Mama's got a plan for you. That was the plan. Don't you love how this gets so badly reversed on these Democrats and these liberals? It gets so badly reversed. We get to use their own ammo against, oh, hey, remember that picture? Look, here's the cover of Time. Like, we don't, it's conspiracy. No, it's a real magazine. As you know, Time. It's in the United States of America, in case you didn't know where it came from. All over the stores. Matter of fact, here's a copy. Check it out. That little girl, not separated. Her mom dumped her in Honduras, etc. And wasn't that the same picture or based off of that? Rachel Maddow, I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry about this. Wait a minute. You're pro-abortion, Miss Maddow. You are pro-abortion. So you care about lives, kids being separated from their mother, but at least they're alive. But you're okay with a woman aborting a child. That's why? Because she doesn't have her own thoughts. She has a teleprompter and a very, very large paycheck. And it's hard for a man or a woman to tell the truth when their job depends upon them not telling the truth. Therefore, I'm going to fake cry and, poor children. And then the cameras are off. She pulls a Bill O'Reilly. Effing thing sucks. Can you imagine seeing Rachel Maddow do the old Bill O'Reilly thing? That's it for that's it for today and tomorrow. Okay, fake crying. I don't see anything on the screen. I don't see anything on the screen. Yeah, it says to play us out. There's nothing there. Rachel, you can stop the fake crying now. We're not live yet. We're not recording yet. Effing thing sucks. That would be absolutely hilarious. But that's probably not going to happen. So anyways, yeah, just a little video there. It's kind of like, I bring up the Catholic Church sometimes, the pedo priests. They get busted. I got to report on it. And then people have to question, man, I'm a member of that. Or, leadership. I need to back off of that. Same thing happens with this. Democrat. I've been a Democrat all my life. My wife's uncle, Uncle Pete. As you know, he's no longer with us, but what was he, 94 years old, I think? Uncle Pete, remember I did the little video? Uncle Pete, why are you a Democrat? What makes you a Democrat? Well, my great-grandfather was, my grandfather was, my dad was. And they, I was born like that, always vote for Democrat. All right. I wasn't going to rag on them. Well, you got it wrong. No, but there's going to be things like this and other things where someone says, man, I'm a part of this party, but damn. Oh, not that. Oh, no. Not another one. Oh, okay. And now I got to go to work and face those Republican guys. They're going to eat me alive today. I'm going to call in sick. I just don't want to hear their crap. All right, go in the next day. Oh, those Republicans actually didn't eat me alive. They were pretty nice to me. Okay. And then something else happens. Oh, not that. The little girl crying on Time was fake. Ah. Hey, John. Hey, it's us Republicans. Time. Guys, I don't want. I can't talk today. You can see it in their face. Until they said, you know what? I've stands all I can stands, and I can't stands no more. I'm leaving the party. I've been a Democrat my whole life, and I'm leaving. That's what's going to happen. Take care.